Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to be covering a couple of things. We're going to go over Bitcoin very, very quickly. And then, most importantly, we're going to go over Bitcoin dominance. We're going to go over altcoin dominance. And then we're going to go over some altcoins. Listen, overall, I'm very, very optimistic about this market, regardless of short term price. Yes, I call it short term because I believe even if you're holding coins for 2 years, but at the end of the day, you even cashed out, three times your money, that is still always going to be more worth it than any type of bank. And yes, I am making the comparison because at the end of the day, you know, I know the risk is a little bit different, but everything is calculated in life, right? Everything's calculated risk. Even you walking across the street, calculated risk, right? Are you going to go when it's red or are you going to go when it's green, right? Obviously, logically speaking, we always go on green, for the most part. And, are you going to be looking left and right to see if the cars are even slowing down or are you just going to go, right? Everything's calculated risk and you can always take certain, precautions in life. And that is the same thing with crypto, right? It just has to do with money instead of our lives at this, I guess it's kind of intertwined with our lives, but you know exactly what I mean, right? So everything is a calculated risk in life. And even if I had to wait 2 years for a three times gain on my coins, I would take that any day. Everyone would take three times the amount of money every 2 years or every couple of years if they could, because you're really not going to get that anywhere else. So for me, even if I do have to wait a couple more months until altcoin season, until the boom, that's fine by me. I've been dollar cost averaging for a while now. I've been buying bigger positions over the last let's just say like 2 years, generally speaking. Recent times with Kaspa and everything. So you know, I'm just waiting for that moment. Gotta embrace the journey, ladies and gentlemen. I know sometimes it sucks seeing our portfolio go down, go sideways, go up, go down. This is why I always, preach about mental health. It is one of the most important things in life, right? But look, on to the charts now, right? We can see that we do have something that's very, very like a triple tap, right? We have this trend line over here that pretty much also is near perfect. And this could be very well it, right? I did say I'm continuing to monitor. I'm going to continue to monitor everything. We did tap into a nice zone. My zone was always 92 to 90, $4,500. I know it's kind of wide range. My sniper zone was 92,600 because there was a literal 1 minute candle I was looking at. But 1 minute candles don't always necessarily mean it holds a lot of relevant, right? Or relevance, I should say. It is a 1 minute candle after all. But being, the sniper that I am, I am sometimes stingy with my price points. But we can see, right? We sold off on the 4 hour and then we instantly engulf that 4 hour candle, right? Engulfing is pretty much when the current candle eats up the next candle's progress. And we can see, right? We see this big red of 4 hours, and then the next 4 hours just deleted all that progress. Ever since then, we have been slowly but surely climbing to the upside. I did say there could be a potential triple tap, sell off of this area over here. And at the moment, it doesn't really look like it's going to happen. Sure, we sold off a couple of hundred of dollars, but that's pretty much it. Now, the only thing we have to monitor for is, are we going to get something similar to this where we eventually kind of chopped our way down? Or are we going to kind of generally either go sideways like this before we go up, or maybe potentially a little bit of a pullback before we continue going up, right? We have to decide. We have to see how the candles close. We have to see, the daily price action and everything generally speaking. We are on a Thursday and we do only have a couple of relevant days. Friday is relevant and sometimes the end of Sunday may be relevant, but pretty much we only have like one real relevant day. And at the current moment, this looks like it is ready to blast off, right? Even if the weekly candle closes like this, right? There may be a Sunday or Monday slight pullback before we go higher, or we just might continue going higher right away. Generally, very, very bullish. I did say mid to end February is when I start, I expect things to recover, start reversing, and start expanding. And it looks like we are just on track to do so. Now, if I do go to pretty much the dominance for altcoins, right? We can see that, ladies and gentlemen, generally speaking, let's just say the last few weeks, we've kind of been going sideways, right? We have been going sideways, and you already know what sideways movements means. Sideways movement usually means that a reversal is coming. We sold off heavy, we started to go sideways, and now we're going to go to the upside, right? And you know what that means? Our altcoins will start recovering, ladies and gentlemen. So Bitcoin looks like it wants to go up. Altcoin dominance looks like it wants to go up. And, things are looking generally healthy, right? Things are looking generally healthy. I don't expect any, big surprises overall over the next, few weeks. I think this is pretty much it. Historically, every February was, the bottoms before we started to recover and rally up. And it seems to me that we are on track. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, that you know, things may have seemed like they've gone down fast, but they could just recover just as fast. Remember the first time around, something like Render, for example, right? Render was sitting at, $3.50 pretty much in the beginning of November. 1 month later, this thing spiked up to what? Like 11.75 within a span of a month. So you can see how fast it can move. Okay. You see how fast things can recover. Okay. So do not worry. I know we're down now, but a month from now, each altcoin, let's say on average, could be up 2 times, 1.5 times, 2.5 times, right? And that's just generally speaking as an average. Each coin is going to do as well it's meant to do, right? Depending on, you know, who's behind it, how well the project is, market cap, yada, 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 a bunch of things, right? A bunch of things. But generally speaking, I believe this is it. So if you're looking to buy something like Render, and you would ask me, is now a great time to buy? I would say, first of all, not a financial advisor. Right? I always have to say that, right? But seriously though, I would say, yeah, in my personal opinion, if I were putting in money, I would be putting in money right now. You may get little like micro pullbacks, but nothing should really fall that much deep. You have to remember, ladies and gentlemen, that you're not going to buy at the best price and you're not going to sell at the best price. And that's okay. But if you can aim between good, great, and excellent somewhere there in terms of buying prices and selling prices, you're going to be optimizing, maximizing profits as efficiently as you can. Because you have to remember, you know, it is better to be highly efficient and, optimal and, cashing out at a great price consistently than it is to be very, very inconsistent and sometimes get a better entry, sometimes get a better sell, but most of the time is going to cost you. It's just better to be good or excellent or great at a very high consistent level than it is to always get the best of the best, okay? Remember, greed is a sin. Do not get greedy for those extra couple of dollars. It is always better to reset, okay? So look, Render, great buying opportunity. Something like Turbo, I am still super high on Turbo, right? Turbo has recovered a little bit. It has broken out of the consolidation. We won't dive too much into it because I know a lot of you guys are dedicated Turbo holders. But we have broken out of this consolidation. So I do expect some kind of pump in the next few hours. I do expect it to be either flipping even more bullish, right? Because at the moment it's a red candle. I don't think it will flip bullish this week, but I do expect another nice rejection candle from Turbo. ICP, ladies and gentlemen, look how flatlined this thing has been. This thing is calling for a reversal, right? This thing is calling for a reversal. Do not be too stingy with the prices, $7 or $6.20 or 6.70. Doesn't matter what it is. Overall, great, fantastic prices. I still think ICP is going to go absolutely high this cycle. I think at the minimum, you could probably get a 20x from here, but obviously we'll have to see how everything plays out. Um, we see something like Pangolin, right? Pangolin has had his break of structure. It's been moving sideways now. I expect it to be moving sideways a little bit more before it continues going up higher. Something like Hedera, ladies and gentlemen, right? We've had it bounce back. I expect a little bit of sell-off before we continue going up. Our beautiful, beautiful Ondo, right? We are, doing well. We could have a little bit of sell-off before we continue going up. Overall, ladies and gentlemen, the bias is the same for pretty much most coins. Reversals are here, reversals are coming. Something like Kaspa, it's barely been pulling back. This thing is screaming bullish. It is probably the most bullish coin in this current moment, or at the minimum, top 5, top 10, right? Leave it up for debate. But I'm so serious right now, right? This coin is really, really bullish. So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, I'm just super, super high and optimistic about these markets. We have Bitcoin dominance rising, which is fine, right? There's nothing wrong with Bitcoin dominance rising. Remember, you could have a 70-30 split, and that could still be better than a 50-50 split. Because if there's more money in a 70-30 split, then altcoins are going to do better there, right? That's just how it is. You know, I'm going to give an extreme example and a very, very specific one. Let's say hypothetically there was $10 million in a 70-30 split. $7 million goes to Bitcoin, $3 million goes to altcoins. That is better than a 50-50 split where there's 500,000 in Bitcoin and 500,000 in altcoins, right? That is just how it is. Now, obviously, that was a very specific, at the moment, unrealistic scenario, but the ratios are still the same when you put on a bigger scale. So Bitcoin dominance going up is good because I expect Bitcoin to also be going higher. And that doesn't necessarily mean that altcoin dominance won't be going up, right? When we talk about altcoin dominance, we talk about the top coins that are not in the top 10. Okay. So we can very well be going up, like a percent, or two, right? That's not even that high. That's not even that much, right? We could be definitely going up 8% very, very nicely while the Bitcoin dominance goes up another 1, 2, 3, 4%. Because remember, this is only talking about all the altcoins not in the top 10. So for me, things are looking optimistic. Things are looking very great. I am super, super high in the markets, and I think you guys should be too. That is personally it for me, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.